Hey guys, what's up? xMovingTarget here with update 7 right around the corner. It should coming out this Monday or Tuesday for EU. I thought I'd bring you a little video about a couple of variations I found that kinda works for the DK. I have one favorite and I will cover the favorite first. So they're gonna be 4 different variations. Let's start with variation 1. So basically, the abilities and everything's gonna be the same on every single variation there is. There's not much to change on the DK, it's pretty much standard. Whip, Embers, Engulfing Flames, Sea of Flames, Inner Light, Ice Comet. And then the second, Eruption, Firing. In here now I'm trapping webs with the Shadow Silk Morph. Don't ask why, I was just testing it out. Kinda. The synergy is good, but this is basically a slot that, as always, this is a slot that you can use however you like. Molten Armament's got quite a nerf, so it only goes up to 150% now, which kinda sucks. So that got quite a hit, and you will feel this nerf in your DPS. So maybe it's time to just change it for something else instead. I mean, there are a couple of things that you can put in here. I don't even know. Talons could work. Inhale could work. Nothing else here. Nothing else really here. The chains can work here if you need them in a raid or some stuff. That's pretty much it, honestly. I mean, you can even maybe you can use Destructive Touch from the destruction stuff. This one here. I tried it out because of the master weapons. It's not that great, and I don't like that's just a weapon swap toggle for 8-second dot. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. You can even just put there like Necrotic Orb to like get your to support your group basically. But that's pretty much it. And then this again, and then the end, Center of Might. So this is pretty much straightforward, same as in my last video. I didn't change much here because I don't really think that it's worth changing around too much, because it will just, I don't know, this is basically the best setup that you can get. Oh, another thing for here is I haven't really tried it, but I think it could be quite good. If you use the trap, you get Minor Force, which will increase critical damage by 12%. This only lasts for 8 seconds, I think, or 6. So that's like a downy, that it's just so short. But and it also runs on stamina, just to increase crit damage, because with this first variation you have a lot of crit. I don't know, might be worth a try. Maybe you can try it and put in the comments if you check this and you have some feedback on it. Because I really didn't. But the rest is basically the same as my last video for update 6. So yes, let's go variation 1, the gear sets that I have here. Molakena, 2 pieces. It has like spell damage on the first piece, and then 516 on a proc for 2 light attacks. And what consecutive is, it's not what you think it is. It's not you have to do 2 light attacks in a row. It's like you do the first light attack and then you have a time window that opens up where you have to put the second one. I can show you in a second what you can do with it. It's actually quite awesome. Basically, the Molakena, what I said, that after the first light attack it goes on a timer when you do until you do the second to proc the overkill. You will see it in Surrender right here. It will pop like right there above my buff food thing when you see overkill. So I will not one-shot these guys, so I will use Engulfing Flame to trigger it. So basically you go up, light attack, Engulfing Flame, light attack, and see, this procced the overkill already. You don't have to do 2 consecutive light attacks. This will work as well. And it works with all the DK abilities. But when you got the Molakina proc, I suggest go back to medium attacks until you have to refresh it, and then just use light attacks to get the buff up again. Otherwise, I think you will lose a little bit of DPS. But that's just min-maxing. Just go for light attacks for the start if you struggle with the medium attack switch. The Scathing Mage is in my first variation. I really like it, and yeah, you have a lot of crit with this, and you proc 516 more spell damage with a 10% chance if you crit. So the higher your crit is, the more likely this is to proc. And this both together gives you 1032 spell damage on top of what you have, so that's quite nice. Then we have this spell power jewelry. This is quite good. It's like there is nothing else. There is no other jewelry set that you want. This is basically the best. There's no way around willpower for a Magicka build in update 7. And this drops in the dungeons. Like some of our guys did Crypt of Hearts some time ago, and the willpower stuff dropped in there. So I guess it will drop in other dungeons as well. Stuffs. For my first variation, I choose the Master Weapon. It's VR 14. I don't know if we get VR 16. We will see when the patch goes live and we did some arenas. But basically this is for the extra Magicka to increase your damage a little bit. We also only have Sharpen on this, so that sucks, but what can you do? Maybe we get Nern Honed on that as well at some point in the next patch. I don't know. We will see. So for now, the first one I got is Sharpen, and the second one is with Precise for the AoE. Maybe it's even worth getting 2 Precise now. I don't know, it's probably worth a try. I'm not so sure yet. Because on the PTS, if you have seen that lag and death compilation video that I made from the Sanctum of Ophidia run that we did on PTS, you saw that the FPS issues that I get in a raid situation on the PTS is getting out of hand, kinda, and the lag of like 300 plus ping is also not helping, so I can't really test it that properly on the PTS server. So I'll have to wait until this stuff goes live and I got all the gear together. Scathing Mage, I think, drops from the new dungeons. I don't know yet. I haven't had it drop this. I got Overwhelming, but not sure if this is there as well. I think so. So this basically is oh wait, let's see this real quick. Let's fire this bad boys up. So Magicka 40k, just enough HP. I have even had to put like 8 points in health in here to make that work. 1640 spell damage is the baseline. On top of that, at 1032 from the procs that you get, and you can reliably proc them. 60.1% crit, this is with the Sharpen stuff. When I change it, it goes to 67 with the Precise weapon. And I don't have any buff from Cyrodiil or some shit. I don't even think you get them anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The Magicka recovery and stuff never actually really mattered that much for PvE anyway, because you have so much cost reduction. And with the Molakina, it will increase your spell cost by 33%. So actually I took 2 spell cost reduction glyphs on it, on my jewelry, for just to like circumvent it a little bit. And well, in the last time we did dungeons, I was using this setup, and I didn't really had much issues with Magicka, but we'll see how it works out on the live server. But for now, this is actually my favorite setup. Variation 2. This one is going to be like a straightforward spell damage setup. Your spell damage will be up top, like almost from the get-go. There's just like some little things that you can do to increase it in the raid situations, but that will happen automatically anyway. So this is kind of very similar to the old 1.6 Dragon Knight. So let's see the changes that I got here. So we go with a helmet here of Overwhelming. We go 5-piece Overwhelming with this set. One piece Molakena for that extra 129 spell damage, because why not, right? Why not? It's a good thing to have. That's a 1-piece bonus. And 2 pieces of Torok's Pact. This is going to be VR16 because you can craft it later on, so this is actually quite good. So everything that you have will be VR16, which is good. Jewelry, Willpower again, and then the Torok weapon with Non-Honed and Precise. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the setup. Let's go through this real quick. This setup is like, it has some downsides though. Your maximum magicka will be a bit less than variation 1. Your HP as well. As you see here, I have 8 points in health and 16,700 blah blah blah. It's very close to the 17k mark. I think this kind of will be fine still, but I wouldn't really feel comfortable with it because I like the 17. But with more CP, I think it shouldn't be a huge problem, because you have probably more on the live server anyway, because this is a template and 301 is not much. This build gives you a little bit more magicka recovery for some reason. Oh, I think I know why, so ignore this. Spell damage 2191. Keep in mind that the chest and the stuff I use is VR14 and the VR16 weapons have like around 200 more spell damage on them. Yes, you see, it's 199 more. So yeah, that will factor in here as well. 42 crit, because we use the Apprentice with this setup. The Apprentice got changed, it now increases spell power in update 7. But actually, let's have a look at what it kinda looks like in combat. I just put entropy on like mob here, just to see. 2629. At 109 you are at 2800 on the 16 gear in a normal like raid situations, and then on top of it you get buffs from the healers and stuff to increase it. So this is actually quite good. Variation 1 will get you a lot further ahead on spell damage and crit and everything, but it's reliant on procs and on Molakena, so this is kind of a straightforward setup. I don't even think that this is like bad. It's okay. It's easier to maintain and sustain the DPS with this than variation 1. But yep, that's pretty much it. Variation 3. This one is also quite interesting. It works, but for some reason you don't get the edge that variation 1 has if you play it right. So basically, the change in variation 3 is Nirayaneth, helmet and shoulders, and then you have the 5 pieces of Scathing Mage for critical and proc, and that 516 damage proc. Then all the willpower jewelry and the master stuff again. This is quite similar as variation 1. Just instead of Molakina, this has the Neoneth stuff on it. But yeah, I mean this has quite a good chance and the damage is quite good, so this is not a bad setup. If you can't get like the weave done and everything, or you don't get Molakina for some reason, but you have this, still this is a setup that you can go for the start. I mean it works quite good. The stats with this, you're back up to the 40k Magicka again, 18 point some k health. With this setup you can actually ditch all the points that you had here in health and put all of them back in Magicka, so you will have even more and your HP will be around 17k again. The spell damage with this, the base spell damage is a lot lower than variation 1. But you will have that 516 proc from the Scathing Mage. And Scathing Mage honestly procs quite often, which is good. And you're back up to that 61% crit with a Thief. And with this setup you want the Thief. So this is kind of an okay setup. So okay, let's go to the next one. Alright guys, variation 4. This is the last one. I promise you this is the last one. So the changes we made now from variation 3 is it's still the Neoneth. We changed the Scathing Mage for Overwhelming. This will add a little bit of base spell damage and you will get that area dot around you when you use any class abilities. The rest is pretty much the same as variation 3. The reason why I personally don't really like the Overwhelming that much is that shock damage every second that you can proc from class abilities is nice and stuff, because the champion system we put 100 points in Elemental Expert anyway, so we will benefit from it. But here's the downside of this set for the Dragon Knight. This, the 5%, what the fuck am I talking about? Holy shit, the 5 item, the 5 piece bonus is best in AoE, right? What do we use for AoE? Well, I bet you guessed it already. We use Elemental Ring. Is this a class ability? No. So that's kind of the downside of it. We don't really have any good AoE abilities. I mean, you can maybe occasionally pop in like Tarons or some stuff, but I don't really think that that helps a lot with the overall damage. So this is basically why I don't really like the Overwhelming that much, even though it has like very good 4 piece bonuses when you get that 4 pieces. Well, there could be a variation 5 with 4 pieces of this, and then basically just like the old update 6 sets that we use kind of thing. But yeah, whatever, let's go to the stats of this variation. So with this you lose a little bit of Magicka again. Wait, I have to make sure that I'm on the right bar, just to have that comparison. Well, actually no, it's the same. Health the same as variation 3. Basically everything is the same except spell critical and spell damage. With this you can go with Apprentice as well, or the Shadow. I would go for Apprentice honestly. So you squeeze out a little bit more spell damage. This is actually quite close to the old setups that we had in update 6. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this variation. Alright, now to sum up the video and all the build setups, or what build setups, the gear setups basically, that I showed you, just to sum everything up. I like variation A the most, like variation 1, sorry. it doesn't have that great of a base spell damage, but with all the procs and everything, it will get you ahead. You will be over 3k spell damage all the time, or basically almost all the time. It depends on the scathing mage procs, but it procs quite a lot. And how you handle the overkill from the Molakina. But this set will get you ahead of every other variation that I showed you in the long term. And I even made a spreadsheet, I will link it in the description, so you can have everything like written down and you see what you get from what gear setup. And I even put like all the stat windows in there, so if you want to check it out after the video or while you're watching it, if you already found the spreadsheet, go ahead. And there's one thing that I really want to say. Thank you guys for your support. I'm closing into 1k subs now. That is actually quite a milestone, and it keeps me motivating doing these kind of videos. And yeah, and all the likes that you give me and stuff, it really motivates me, and it helps out the channel as well. So thank you for that. I want to say something else, I think I forgot it. Yeah, I did. Oh, now I know. With update 7, I will actually look at my UI setup again and will update everything, and when that happens, I will make an extra video on it. And just to make sure that you are updated with it, I think a lot of you guys use the little dragon UI thing that I like put up some time ago. And yeah, as always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. I really love to read all the comments, and I almost answer everybody. And yeah, that's it from me, and I hope to see you next time.